Welcome back to my series, Organizing Your Preps. Get it together. Today we're going to be talking about the freezer. And this is a small freezer above the refrigerator. So let's get into the freezer and see what's going on. Oh, sorry for that. It doesn't look like there's a lot in the freezer to deal with. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take everything out of the freezer. And let's see what's on the side. Not much here. This is the working freezer. And so what I'm going to do is put you down for a minute. I'm going to take everything out of the freezer and then go from there. So hold on. Okay, we have everything cleaned out of this small freezer. And I'm going to wipe this down with vinegar and water solution. I don't think you want to see me do that, so let me get that done and then we'll start going through the different things I pulled out of the freezer. Well, everything is out of the freezer and I'm going to go one by one and look at each of these items and put it back in the freezer and check to make sure that everything is okay. And we are going to start with these freezer packs. I've got one large freezer pack, and I think I have 4 small freezer packs. These come in very handy, and I like to keep quite a few. Oh, there's another one. There's 4 small freezer packs. So we're going to put these back in the freezer and continue looking at everything else that came out of this freezer. I want to make sure that it's utilizing the space properly. So the next thing we have is a large roast. Obviously it's vacuum sealed and it's packed. So we're going to put that back in. These come in real handy. They are Pickle Pops and they're frozen. And I keep them in there just in case we're out and we need a little pick-me-up, and it's also keto-friendly. So let's put these back in with this large roast, and then we'll continue. All right, let's look at the next thing that we have. I'm sorry for the frozen noise. This is a large bag of mixed berries. It's from Organics. And it says it's family size. And it is 3 pounds. So that's great. Now I also have a large bag of mixed fruit that I have. And we'll put that back in the freezer also on the bottom shelf. So let's move on to something very simple. This is a tiny little ice tray. It comes in handy, it's flexible. It's one of those silicone ice trays, and the ice cubes are fairly large, so that's good. You don't need to use 20 of them, you can maybe use 3. So we'll put that back in, and I have a container of baking soda. I keep one in the freezer. I also keep one in the refrigerator. So we'll put these back in. Butter. There was quite a bit of butter in there. Here's one type of butter I found. Another type of butter I found. This is for baking and cooking. So I keep this on hand. Here's another type of butter. I keep this on the door of the freezer. It makes it easy to access. So we're going to put that back up. It doesn't take much room. I stack it and it's easily accessible. Okay, let's go to the next thing. Now, this is something that is a guilty pleasure. It's dark chocolate. I keep it in the freezer in one of these Ziploc bags. And the reason I keep it in a Ziploc bag is I used to keep it in the original cardboard wrapper it came in with the foil. But every time I broke off a small piece to eat, pieces of dark chocolate were everywhere. And it looked horrible, and it was a big mess. So I put it in a Ziploc bag and recycled everything else. This was something interesting that I found. Not sure why it's in the freezer. It's cough drops. I don't know who put this in there, and maybe it was a mistake, but they're going to stay in the freezer, and maybe it will preserve them longer. All right, let's move on to these Ziploc bags of things. Okay, this is chicken. I know it's chicken. It looks like Italian chicken, but it's not labeled. My mistake. This is my fail. It needs to be eaten because it looks like there's some ice on it. So this will be eaten quickly. Here is another bag of chicken. Again, it is not labeled. Not good. So we will eat that within the next few days. I know this is a beef gravy crock pot meal, not labeled. I made it not too long ago, so I know what it is. This is 1 loaf of whole grain bread. I put it in a Ziploc bag because I had it in the original package, and it was so thin it just ripped apart in the freezer. So again, it made a big mess. So I had to clean that up. Here's a bag that says chicken with parm cheese. I made it in January of this year. Definitely need to eat this. It's not bad, I just need to eat it. And fix that for one of our lunches. And here is some type of chicken. Not labeled. I know it's cooked. Oh, it looks like it's a pepper chicken. Okay, well that's good. Now, these are my fails. First, it's a win that I have this food in here and it's prepared, it's cooked. Most of it looks like it's already cooked. And there's one more thing I'll show you. Now, this is obviously not cooked, but it's some beef, and I'll be cooking this probably within the next few days. But I'm going to try to go through all this chicken that's already cooked, because that's an easy go-to. You just put it in a crock pot or put it in a microwave, whatever, warm it up, add some sides, dinner is served. So let me go ahead and put these items back in the freezer, and I'll bring you right back. Okay, let's open it up and see how we did. Well, I think we did pretty good. What I've done is the ice packs are on the bottom, the fruit is on the bottom. Items that I do not need to eat right away, they are on the bottom also, the bottom shelf. The items, like the bags of chicken that are pre-cooked, I've already seasoned and cooked them, so they are freezer meals. They need to be eaten, they're on the top. So it's like a top shelf lunch or dinner. The little ice tray is in there. And on the door, I have space. After I cleaned out and reorganized, I have my chocolate, the baking soda, the butter, and I have a whole shelf up here that has absolutely nothing on it. So I'm excited about that, because this is the series Get It Together, and it's looking at your preps. And obviously this is the freezer part, and I wanted to bring you along because this is real life. This is our working freezer, the small one. Take time and go through your freezer and see if you need to reorganize. Maybe you have found things that you didn't even know were in there. You can clean out, straighten up, put things in order so you can eat those first, and don't do what I did and not label things. To me, that's a fail. I mean, I know it's chicken, but I don't know exactly what seasoning's on the chicken. It'll be like a surprise chicken meal. I appreciate you stopping by. Stay tuned for another part tomorrow, and we're going to go over another area in my kitchen to get it together. In the comments below, let me know how you're working with your freezer. Have you cleaned it out, straightened it up, take inventory? Also, if you found this information helpful, give me a thumbs up and share with your family and friends. I'll see you tomorrow.